What is this? She points it towards me, and I duly take it. I see sunflower, and I'm assuming that's either a sun or a sunflower. Can't read Japanese. This is what we were trying so hard to give you, Chan. You don't check your... I tune out at the sound of Misha's voice as my eyes register on what's written on the envelope. Iwanako. No. Burn it right now. Don't even look at it. X that out. Mark as spam. I stare at the envelope for a moment before suddenly remembering that there are people around me. There is a very strange, somewhat invasive feeling about their expressions. I kind of want to be alone right now. Iwanako? Oh, Hanako, ignore anything I said. It's nothing. Thank you for bringing me this, you two. I should think so after what we went through to get it to you. I step back and say my goodbyes. Misha theatrically pouts even as I go out the door, but Shizune and Hanako remain very visibly curious about my reaction. I hope they won't interrogate me on this letter. Hisao, what's gonna happen? Why did you have to say her name? You could have said, oh, it's my parents. Oh, it's my friend from school. Oh, it's the wrong address. I don't know. The smell of the garden is, as always, a very pleasant sensation. Some of the most visible signs of how well-funded this school is, aside from its sheer size, are the expanse and condition of the grounds. A good number of students can be seen eating lunch, chatting, and playing on the bright green lawns. Even some of the staff is enjoying the summer here, keeping the watch over the students and idly walking along the long concrete paths. I'd never seen such a sight like this in my home city, on excursions maybe, but certainly never in the school or anywhere near where I lived. Even the bench I sit on to read is warmer thanks to the summertime sun, reminding me of why I haven't worn the school blazer even once yet. Considering this, the sunflowers and splashes of vibrant yellow coloring adorning the paper are quite appropriate for the time. If only the words written on it were as well. That is a ton of writing, my goodness. Here I was, thinking I'd managed to get over her, when this troublesome thing shows up. Her handwriting looks vaguely familiar at best, and only now that I see it again, I remember that she used to write in a pink pen a lot. She was always very girly, for lack of a better term. But she was also quite fragile. I never knew if I liked this aspect of her or not, though with the arrival of this letter, that question seems to have become largely moot. The letter begins with not much more than an update on the state of things going on in her life. My old class has got a good start to the school year. Many are anxious about the exams that will be coming up in the future, etc. But it ends up on a very personal, if brief note. It feels a bit like she wrote most of the letter just to try and soften the blow from the ending. I wanted to somehow express my feelings, but the words didn't quite come to me. I couldn't say anything to comfort you. I'm really sorry for not being able to support you when it mattered the most, even though I like you so much. At least now, finally, I can be more honest. If I could go back to those quiet days in February and March, I'd tell you to not give up on yourself. That's what I would say. Maybe you wouldn't have drifted so far away if I had just said something. I hope you've managed to get back on your feet on your own. Now that the distance between us is also physical, it feels more final somehow. I wonder if we will meet again. Perhaps it's for the best if we don't. Still, if you would like to correspond with me, by all means, write me back. I'd very much like to hear about your new school and how you're doing. I wish you all the best. Sincerely, Iwanako. And so that's that. Our relationship is over. Nice, neat, and tidy with no ambiguity. I don't really think it started, but okay. I hadn't held on to any illusions that I could ever begin anew. The last time she visited me, neither of us said a thing except for the one word she said as she left for the last time. Goodbye. Be that as it may, this feels more final. The capstone on an experiment that both of us tried and failed at. A loud shout draws my eyes away from the letter. It's just some students horsing around with one of the teachers standing nearby, coming over to talk to them. Are you okay? A tentative voice comes from my side. I made her sound pretty accusatory, but okay. For a moment I assume it to be Hanako, but it's actually Yuko. Ow. My elbow. Oh, hello, Yuko. I thought you'd be in the library. She gives a cheerful smile, one quite fitting in the atmosphere, and flourishes the empty wrapper of a roll in her hand. She must have someone else covering for her while she grabs something to eat. It reminds me that I haven't had anything to eat yet. I don't feel hungry though, and skipping one lunch won't hurt. Mind if I sit here? No? Sure, go ahead. I quickly slide the letter back into its envelope, slipping it inside my bag, propped against the side of the bench as Yuko takes a seat. She drops the wrapper into a bin beside us. Without much else to do, I lean back and take what enjoyment I can from the sun, silently reflecting on the letter. The lush lawns, the clear blue skies, everything looks so different from the way it did back then. Even the school surroundings, from the hill it's on to the woods around it, are completely opposite to the urban scenery I remember. Maybe this is what it feels like to feel homesick. Then again, it's not an outright bad sensation. The feel of the area around Yamaku, while very different, is also nice. I think I could get used to it. Hey, Hisao. Yeah? You didn't answer my question from before. I wasn't going to say anything, but you still look troubled. If you don't want to say anything, though, that's okay. I don't mind at all. I'm sorry for asking something strange like that. I don't mind. It's just, I got a letter from someone I knew before I came to Yamaku. It made me think about some things. I thought I'd managed to get over most of the problems that my accident caused, but now I'm not really so sure. I kind of wish I'd never seen it. Hisao, I told you. Don't even open it. I don't think that's good, Hisao. When my boyfriend left me, he did so very suddenly, and never let me know why. At first I was very depressed about it, but I decided to forgive him. You forgave him? Couldn't he at least have talked properly with you about it? He was always one of those people that found it difficult to come close to others. In the end, I decided that I fell in love with him for a reason. He was a good person, and I think that if I had been in his position, I would probably have found it just as hard to try and talk to him. I don't really see the connection to the letter I got. I mean that, how should I put this? It must have been very hard for that person to send that letter, and if they did, I think they must have thought very hard about exactly what to say. Iwanako managed to write this letter and bring a final close to our relationship, something that I'd never managed to do. Whereas here I am trying to protect and help Hanako as best I can, especially with Lily leaving for a while, and I'm not even able to deal with my own problems. Does that make sense? She's taken my non-responsive and furrowed brow as doubt. She really reads faces too much, just like a certain other person. Yeah, that makes sense. This letter was just kind of a shock, really. I think I tried to fool myself into thinking that my life reset when I came to Yamaku, but now I'm suddenly aware that it didn't. I'm a bit at a loss about how to deal with these feelings. I think that's something I can't really help you with, sorry. It's fine. I think being able to talk with you helped me get things sorted out a bit better in my head, so thank you anyway. She nods and smiles sweetly. Yuko is a nice girl, so it's a shame she's so high-strung so often. She's so highly strung so often. The school bell ringing out startles us both. I was supposed to be back before the bell. Oops. She jumps off the bench and almost races off without a second word, but turns on her heel as if she remembers she was talking to me just now. I'll see you later, Hisao. Cheer up, okay? I'll try to. Thanks, Yuko. With a quick bow, Yuko takes her leave and begins to rush to the library. Her flight catches the curious eye of a few passing students who are unenthusiastically trudging back to their classes after their fun. Reluctantly standing from the bench, I dust myself off and join them. Even while I walk through the gardens back to the main building, the thought of the letter in my bag doesn't stray far from my mind. Whoa, day's over. Okay then. Katawa Shoujo. Whoa, what the heck? Okay, I'm gonna save it here. One more year. I don't know how much time I have. This looks in... Is this the city? I'm assuming it is a city. I just don't know if it's the same one. I don't know, but I gotta go. So, thanks for watching if you did.